What's up, everybody? It's Reezy here with the Reason Sports Network, and today we have the 3021 Mock Draft 1.0. The NFL Draft is always showcased on our channel, and last season the 3020 NFL Draft had 2 quarterbacks go in the first 2 picks. That's actually pretty common in most NFL drafts, but for the 3021 NFL Draft, it's not a heavy quarterback class, so we don't expect quarterbacks to go in the first couple of picks. Most of the talented subscribers are defensive linemen, wide receivers, cornerbacks, just not the quarterback position. But if we being honest, this could all change. 3021 NFL Draft is a long time away, so we can see some quarterbacks rise in the draft process. But today we're going to break down the top 18 picks in the first round, my mock draft, who I think is going to go where, and I'll break down some of the prospects, their skill sets, their strengths, and their weaknesses. Anyways, let's get to it, man. The Tennessee Titans was the worst team in the NFL throughout this entire season, so they have the first pick in the draft, and with the first pick, I have them selecting Vontae Austin, defensive tackle out of Texas A&M. Everyone in the NFL has been hearing about Vontae Austin for the past 2 seasons. Definitely the most talented player in the draft, definitely worthy of going #1 overall. When you watch him on film, he has it all. He has the skill set, he has the physical attributes, and he has the tenacity and willpower to get better, play by play, game by game, year by year. Vontae Austin was a 5-star recruit coming out of IMG Academy in Florida. He's originally from Houston, Texas, but he transferred to IMG Academy so he can consistently play against top competition and get in a more college-like environment to help prepare him for life at Texas A&M. During his freshman season at A&M, Vontae was injured, ended up missing his entire freshman season, so he would make his debut as a sophomore. Ever since he stepped on the field as a sophomore, he's been the best defensive player in college football, and he's going to add to an NFL team very soon. The Minnesota Vikings have the second pick in the draft, and I have them selecting Rich Koch, middle linebacker from Alabama. I thought Rich Koch was supposed to come out in the 3020 NFL Draft, but he decided to stay for his senior season, ended up upping his draft stock, and now he could potentially be a top 3 pick in this draft. When I watch Rich Koch on film, I see an ultra-talented linebacker, a guy that can do it all. He's elite in coverage, has the ball skills of a cornerback, and in space, he has the athleticism of a free safety. This past season, he also showed that he could get after the quarterback, having 9.5 sacks. I also love the way this young man shares blocks from offensive linemen and tight ends and get after the running back. Now, with the third pick in the draft, the Tampa Bay Bucks have the pick, and I have them selecting Casey Patrick, quarterback out of Auburn. I'm not the biggest Casey Patrick fan in the world. I know he's a very good college quarterback. Think he's a very good athlete in space, but I don't see the elite physical tools that would justify him going 3rd overall in the draft. Now, I know he won the Heisman this past season. I know he's a winner. I know he brought Auburn back. I know all of these kind of things, but when you watch him against elite defenses like Clemson, Texas A&M, the 2 games that they lost this year, both these 2 teams had the 2 top defenses in college football. When you see him play against those teams, his issues start to show up. He relies too much on his legs, doesn't really throw with anticipation, doesn't really like making big-time NFL throws, and that's why I'm not the biggest fan on him, but I think some team will pick him in the top 5. With the 4th pick, I have the New Orleans Saints selecting Harrison Martinovich, quarterback from Army. He had 18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions this past season. Even though he's in a little janky system where they run the ball way too much for my liking, he still has elite physical tools that I think could be justified picking him in the top 10. The production just isn't there. But he has played a lot of football, very experienced college quarterback. I could see him being picked right here. With the 5th pick, I have the Cincinnati Bengals selecting Bobby Fitzpatrick, cornerback from Michigan. Fitzpatrick is a lockdown corner with elite physical tools. I think he's been a top 10 pick in everyone's mind ever since last season ended, and he lived up to the hype this season. With the 6th pick, I have the New England Patriots selecting Jake Evans, defensive end from Auburn. Evans did not have his best season whatsoever. He had a way better season during 3019. 3020, he had a down year. With the physical tools and the productions from last season, I think we'll get him drafted in the top 10. When I watch Jake Evans on film, I see an extremely strong football player that is definitely most fit for a 2-gapping system. He isn't the most technically sound when rushing the passer, but he's great at using his strength, so I think that can fit a lot with a 2-gapping system, especially in the run game. But he has the talent to get better and be an elite pass rusher. He's just not there right now, but I can see a team drafting him in the top 10 because of it. With the 7th pick In the 3021 NFL Draft, I have the Chicago Bears selecting Ace King, wide receiver out of Oklahoma. The Chicago Bears definitely need wide receiver help. I think they got a steal in the second round in last year's draft when they drafted quarterback Brandon Bates out of Ole Miss. He consistently showed his potential game after game, and I think adding some more weapons around him will do him justice. The Bears drafted C.J. Waden in the top 10 of the 3020 draft, and he was great as a rookie, so I think another wide receiver can help solidify the weapons around him. Ace King is a deep threat. They can run routes, has great hands, and great body control as well. If the Bears draft him, I think he can make a huge impact on their football team. With the 8th pick in the 3021 NFL Draft, in my mock draft, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Trey Frazier, middle linebacker from Ohio State. Trey Frazier is a Patreon member and actually has been subscribed to this channel for a long time. When I watch Frazier on film, I see a less athletic Jeremiah Hawkins, an enforcer in the middle of the field that has great cover skills, can cover in man coverage, can cover in zone coverage, and he's great in the run game. Being a less athletic Jeremiah Hawkins is not disrespect at all, because Jeremiah Hawkins is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year winner and he runs a 4.3. Not a lot of players walking around that's like Jeremiah Hawkins, so being close to that, that's actually a compliment. Now, with the 9th pick in my mock draft, I have the Denver Broncos selecting Seth McCray, strong safety out of Miami. Last season in the NFL Draft, the Broncos decided to select quarterback Detrick Richardson out of Louisiana Lafayette. Coming to the NFL, coming from a small school like Louisiana Lafayette, we knew Detrick Richardson would be a project quarterback. He has big time talent, a huge arm, can run around as well, but we all knew he would need a little bit more polishing, and that showed throughout this rookie season. So I seen some people saying that the Broncos should draft a quarterback. Nah, man, you let the young boy develop. He was a number 2 pick for a reason. So I have them selecting Seth McCray because Seth McCray can definitely help and add to that Broncos defense. It was absolutely terrible this past season. And on top of that, it's a lot of wide receiver talent in the second round, in the third round. I think they can get him some weapons, some wide receivers, and some offensive line help later on in the draft. Now, with the 10th pick in my mock draft, I have the Arizona Cardinals selecting Donald Taylor, running back out of Akron. Donald Taylor, very talented running back. Been dominant ever since his sophomore season. Put up 1,000 yards every single year. So I think him going in the top 10 is not a surprise to some people. He's been balling out ever since he's been there. In the 3020s, they value running backs in the NFL, and I'm glad we getting back to that. Taking running backs in the first round once again, taking them in the top 10. That's what we love to see. But with the 11th pick, I have the Cleveland Browns selecting Jerry Bright, cornerback out of LSU. 12th pick, I have the Buffalo Bills selecting Joe Gary, middle linebacker from Georgia. 13th pick, I have the Miami Dolphins selecting Marcus Ori, middle linebacker from Tennessee. 14th pick, I have the San Francisco 49ers selecting Maurice Mosby, wide receiver from Clemson. 15th pick, I have the Indianapolis Colts selecting Dante Reed, left guard out of Texas A&M. The 16th pick, I have the Los Angeles Chargers selecting Travis Sullivan, strong safety from Oklahoma. 17th pick, I have the New York Giants selecting Blake Evans, a right guard from Georgia. And with the 18th pick, I have the Green Bay Packers selecting Justin Caldwell, cornerback from Michigan, so they can solidify that back end. One side, we got Justin Caldwell. The other side, we got Jamie Cook, the rookie from last season. But like I said, this is all speculation. This is mock draft 1.0. Nothing is final. We all expect Vontae to go number 1 overall. After that, we pretty much don't know right now. Man, hey, Vontae might not even go number 1 overall. We don't even know. This is early in the draft process. The football season, the NFL season isn't even completely over with yet. So things can change. But anyways, it's Reezy here with the Reason Sports Network. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all comment on this video. Comment anything y'all want on this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. And make sure you click on the post notification bell too. You can be a character in the Reason Sports Network universe. We make content for high school, college, and the pros. You can submit a form. The link will be in the description. However, if you sign up with Patreon, you'll have a lot more customization and control over your character. The link will be in the description. If you want to see the College Football Playoff National Championship, then make sure you click this video right here. Or if you want to see any type of NFL draft type of video, then make sure you click on the playlist above. If you want special benefits to this channel, make sure you click on the Patreon link to the right.